I'm your co-ghost Anthony.
And I'm your co-ghost Caylee.
And this is Two Ghosts Review, Daredevil Born Again. Alright, welcome back to another episode of Two Ghosts Review. This time we're going to be doing Daredevil Born Again. So yeah, this one we'll be doing episodes 4 through 6. Again, with this episode, episode 7 of Daredevil will be out when this airs. But
we haven't seen it.
But yeah, we haven't seen it yet. We're recording this before that comes out. But yeah, the next episode we should be all caught up. So we'll watch the last episode and record our thoughts on that, and that will be the final episode for Daredevil Born Again. So,
and then we'll have Severance, right?
Yes, we have Severance on the schedule. We squeezed it in.
At my request.
Yes, at your request. Got it in there. That one should be coming out. I believe it's May 2nd or 3rd, whatever the Friday is around there. So look out for that.
May 2nd.
There it is, May 2nd. So yeah, that'll be our Severance one, but we're focusing on Daredevil still. We're in the middle of it. So,
do you have a poll?
Yeah, we got 2 polls.
Oh.
Let me get the results for that.
Tell the people if they're right or wrong.
All right. So for the polls, the first poll put up before episode 4 aired, because I wanted to see what your guys' thoughts were on this before that one went up. And the question on that one was, do you think that was the Punisher that killed White Tiger at the end of episode 3? And
I did not think it was.
Yeah, me neither. And everybody else agreed. It was 100% that it was not the Punisher, which the Punisher kind of confirmed himself in that episode 4. So we were all right. The second poll was, do we think Foggy is actually dead? And
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, yeah. Everybody, it was 100% on that he's dead. So I am on the other side of it. I think he's alive. I gave my thoughts on that last time, but
you think he has the capacity to lie like that for that long?
Maybe the thing with it is the time jump. We didn't see a lot of, we don't know. There's a bunch of time missing for all of these characters between the end of season 3 and this one. So who knows what's been really going on in their lives. So I don't know. Yeah, like I said in the episode before, with all that evidence that I brought up, that's why I kind of thought. But you could go back and listen to that. I'm not going to go over it again here. Let's jump into episode 4, named Six Semper Septima.
Good job.
Took me, yeah. I gotta lock in on that one. All right, so Hector has just been killed. We have Hector's niece
His useless niece.
Yes. She's terrible. She shows up, wants to see the body of her uncle.
Like, where are her parents? Why isn't she in
Yeah.
school?
Yeah. She's just out wandering around all the time, get kind of. I say she's getting into trouble by episode 6. She's getting into trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with her here. But Matt tells her, she's all distraught and everything. Matt tells her that she has to believe someone will find his killer. And I feel like, I mean, it's kind of from the beginning of the season, but it's just this like
he's teasing his
he's teasing himself coming back, and it's like you see it bit by bit, like certain situations are like pushing him closer and closer and closer to him coming back, and this is one of those moments. And then we get our first look at Muse carrying somebody through a victim through the subway tunnel, which I think they haven't revealed it yet up to episode 6. They haven't revealed who it is, but I'm pretty sure it is the kid that was wanted his book signed by Heather. There was a scene where Heather was signing books or something.
Who is Heather?
Matt's girlfriend right now.
The counselor?
Yeah.
You think that the killer is that person?
No, the killer just wanted the Muse, I think the person that is Muse,
mm-hmm.
There was this kid that went to get a book signed by her.
Mm-hmm.
It was her book, but he was in line, but they like lingered on him kind of it felt weird that they were like kind of focusing on him.
I don't remember that. So when you say kid, you talking about a teenager or a child?
He looks like a teenager, but with actors, he's probably 20 something.
Okay, like 15, 14.
No,
18.
he's got to be probably in his 20s or something. He just looks. I think
I'm talking about this. You keep saying kid. So how old is this character supposed to come across as?
The reason I keep saying kid is because I think this actor is in Wednesday as one of those boys that are kind of interested in her or something.
Great.
And so I think of him as a kid.
I
think it's this guy.
Which one?
I think it's a weird picture of him. Hunter Duhan.
That looks like him from Wednesday. Wrong.
Well, look up.
What about
Muse? Yeah, like who plays Muse?
Isn't this a spoiler?
I don't know. It might be on there. I don't know.
Heavily rumored to be portrayed by him.
Okay. Yeah. Then it had to have been him.
Non-confirmed.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
I didn't catch that. I must have been asleep.
Yeah, it was quick. It was. I mean, they lingered on him a little bit.
Well, I would have caught that actor, so I must have.
Yeah.
I was snoozing.
And then we have Fisk's little fanboy, Daniel.
He stresses me out.
At the club with BB.
Yeah, dancing it up.
Well, he wasn't really dancing. He wasn't dancing like Zemo or anything.
I need to go home.
Yeah.
I need to go home.
But he leaks some information to BB about Fisk's focus on the docks, and there's some big deal about union stuff that upsets people, and so that was a big deal. And then we have this it's just more of Matt being a lawyer, I guess, because it's like we get this guy stealing cereal.
No, he was stealing popcorn, caramel corn.
Was it, oh, I thought it was cereal.
The
It was like
gas
caramel
station
cereal
guy?
or something. Yeah.
No, it was caramel corn.
Hmm.
I remember because I thought it was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, so he steals that and the police catch him. Then we get some more therapy with Vanessa.
Well, doesn't Matt have to go out and flirt with the lady to try and get this guy parole?
Yeah, he does, but not yet. But yes. Yeah. So they bring up Adam, and Vanessa's like,
the man with the hands.
I liked his hands. And
I think seeing Adam, I said this to you. It would have been funny if she said she liked his hair, because his hair it's so long.
that would be funny.
Because Fisk is
Fisk
bald.
is bald. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I liked that scene because you could see like Fisk getting like uncomfortable, like, oh, his hands. Right. And then she talks a little bit about her past and her father, who was bad. And Fisk had never heard about her father, which interesting. You guys are married and all that.
Do they seem like the type to stay up late talking about that?
Fisk would love to talk. Yeah. What are you talking about? They would dine and they would talk.
Vanessa, tell me about when you were a boy.
He's just so hyper focused on when he was a boy and his father that he never asked about hers, I guess. And then yeah, Fisk said that he had a dialogue with Adam. A dialogue. Yeah, I'm sure he was talking a lot, among other things. But
no, they sat down and dined.
They dined. Well, he dined probably. But yeah, and then the end of this therapy session, Heather kind of keeps Vanessa back and kind of asks if Fisk has ever harmed her, really, and she's like, no, he would never do that.
Right.
He wouldn't.
Not Vanessa.
Not Vanessa.
Everyone else.
Everyone else, yeah. Vanessa's special.
For some reason.
So then Matt goes to talk to Leroy, the stealer, the thief of snacks. And Leroy is super disrespectful. And demands that Matt get him
because he needs
probation.
To get out so his food stamps don't lapse, so that he doesn't have to steal food.
Yeah.
Or some excuse.
Yeah, I really hated it. I really hated this because it was just, bro. Matt is trying to help him the best he can, and he's just being. I don't know a good word to
confrontational and ungrateful.
Yeah, ungrateful is the main thing there.
Entitled?
Yeah.
Would you like me to keep finding adjectives?
I think that's plenty.
Okay, I can keep going.
Anyway, so Matt gets him 10 days in jail, which he's still unhappy with.
Even though he gets a place to sleep and food to eat.
Yeah, he gets some food. And a place to sleep. And then we have Matt bumping into Officer Powell again.
I like it when he plays stupid.
Yeah, me too. But he
Like, why are you playing stupid? You kicked this guy's butt and like you won, and now you're like, "Stop, I'm blind." Yeah.
Yeah. I find it entertaining. But in this confrontation here, he accuses him of killing Hector, and Powell denies it, but he also kind of threatens Matt.
Does Matt listen to a spider heart? I can't remember.
I think he
His
does.
tiny little spider heart.
He does, yeah, because he's listening to see if he's lying, and he's telling the truth. But
A spider heart never lies.
that's right.
Long-time listeners will know what I'm talking about.
3 episode listeners.
I can't give it up.
But yeah, so what Powell is like, what did he say? It was like, oh, it was like Matt says like you should bring more people next time or something like that. And he's like, okay, yeah, will. Something like that. And then we have Fisk down at the Red Hook docks, laying out his plan to transform it into booming industry. And his advisors are like, no. Or the one advisor is like, no, you can't do that. You gotta jump through all this red tape. He's like, well, what do I have to do? No, before that, what do I have to do to get started? And it's like, all right, let's take the first step. So he's getting started.
He's filling in potholes.
He's getting things done. F yeah.
F yeah.
And then we go back to, which we kind of already talked about, Leroy upset about getting 10 days. And then they try to make you feel bad for him.
I don't.
Yeah. Shouldn't be it's like trying to make you feel bad for him, like he's not going to get his food stamps or whatever. Like, bro, how about you go get a job and make some money, and then you can get some food.
No, that would be too much work.
Yeah, too much work. Yeah. I'd rather just steal some stuff.
I'd rather steal some caramel corn and mess my food stamps up myself.
Yeah. And we have BB putting out a report based off of Daniel's info, and we get that information while this is, I think, my favorite episode so far. But this is one of my favorite parts of it. It's just funny, but Fisk visiting the children, the school or whatever, and they're singing,
Terrible.
"We built this city." It's so funny, and then
We built this
it's so
city.
yeah, it's so bad.
We built this city.
You see him up there, and he's like really uncomfortable, and then the teacher's like, "For our next song or whatever,"
It's like, no.
and it's like, no, that was good enough or whatever. I have to get going. Oh, and so then Fisk finds out about the leak, and he's walking into his next stop, which is the Latvian Heritage Day stop, It's a cultural center or something. Yeah. And again, it's just funny. He's walking in here. He's like really mad, and then he like realizes he's somewhere, and he's like, where am I? Like, he's yelling, and like, where am I? And then they tell him where he is, and then they go up and they start singing "We Built This City in Latvia." Like, it's just comedic.
That was good.
Like it. Yeah.
Because they don't know where he came from.
Yeah. And so after that, we have Fisk meeting with his, I guess, cabinet, you call it, something like that.
Yeah.
Because he's got a bunch of people there, and he wants to know where this leak came from. And Daniel steps up and admits what he did, and he kisses Major Butt.
Mm-hmm.
And because he does that, Fisk is like, good,
Fisk likes it.
Good little boy. But if you do it again,
I'll kick your butt.
I'm literally just gonna kill you.
Basically.
Yeah. And then we get kind of to the back of this episode, where some of my favorite stuff happens. This is where Matt starts investigating the White Tiger murder, and he locates the bullet casing. I liked that little scene where he just showing like how his senses are really good, but him like dropping something, I forgot what he dropped. It was like a bottle or something, maybe he kicked or something, I don't know. But he listened to where it went, and it like went down in a drain, and that's where he found the bullet casing. And then he goes and visits Frank Castle.
Wow. It's a miracle. He's finally here.
Finally, yeah. So yeah, Frank attacks him at first, and then Matt kind of, shows him the bullet casing, which has the Punisher logo on it. And Frank is like, fanboys. But yeah, we have some really good dialogue here. This is, everybody knows the really good piece of dialogue from the original one, where they're kind of like, Frank has Daredevil like chained up, kind of, and that back and forth. But this is like, I thought was just as good. And just some points through it. We had like Matt tells Frank to be of service, and that sets him off, like, because he served. But yeah, they have some back and forth there about, just the usual, which I love, but like Daredevil is running around in a costume and doing that, trying to not killing anybody, just putting them, behind bars, and they come back out and all that. But of course, he's not really doing that right now. But yeah, but Frank says, "I don't think you came here for my help. I think you came here for permission." And that was another, like, yeah, Matt, I feel like Matt is looking for a reason kind of to go out there and be Daredevil again. Or he's having like a back and forth with himself about it, but it's all these things are like pushing him closer to becoming Daredevil again.
I mean, we all know he's going to.
Yeah, well, it's in the title.
Yeah.
To me, it's like it's Daredevil Born Again. He's
It wouldn't
obviously
be called that if it was just Daredevil the Lawyer Show.
Yeah, it's clearly leading up to it, and yeah. Frank says he sees guilt in Matt, and that Matt trusted the system to take care of Bullseye after the situation with Foggy. And then, it all like built up to them going back and forth, yelling at each other, and kind of built up to Matt screaming at him and saying that Bullseye got life. And then I think the best line from Frank is, "What about Foggy? He get life?" And yeah, that was great. I also liked that Matt got so angry at one point he punched him in the face. Punched
And then he
Frank.
was like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry. Like, I thought that was great. It's like Frank really got to him, and I don't know. It was like Frank was really being like a mirror to Matt, like holding the mirror up to him and like just telling him the truth as it is, and like not afraid to do so. And I like that. It's kind of just pushing Matt into dealing what he needs to deal with. And then we get Fisk and Vanessa talking, and we get the "when I was a boy." Basically, my father taught me how to tell if someone was lying and not to forgive, is basically what he says in that little conversation. Then we have a little bit of back and forth with Matt talking to Heather. Again, starting to get frustrated with the system after his talk with Frank and the Bullseye thing. And then in the middle of the night, Matt goes up to the roof where he now we find out that he keeps his suits up there. And we see all the helmets and everything, but he gets out his batons and he starts playing with them, throwing them around on the roof. So we're like, oh yeah, he's going to be Daredevil now. And then Fisk dines with Adam in a cage. We get to see what he did with Adam. He has him in a cage.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's episode 4. I do have to say, yeah, I was wrong on the last episode that we did. I thought Kevin Feige was. You were right. I think you said something about it. That Kevin Feige didn't like that Matt didn't get his Daredevil suit until like I thought it was like the end of the show, but it was episode 4 that he was upset that he didn't get his suit till episode 4, which basically they just gave him his suit at the beginning of episode 1 for a bit, and he still, at this point, episode 4, hasn't gotten his suit. As well as episode 5, he doesn't get his suit. Episode 6 is when he actually wears his suit. So like, it actually is longer after that.
I don't understand what the situation was, why they changed it the way that they did, really.
Yeah. It feels like they didn't really change it all that much. But I don't know. All right, so now we roll into episode 5 with interest. That's what it's called. And this is probably my least favorite episode. Um, this is so we open with getting to see a lot of like parades and whatnot for St. Patty's Day, which I do like that it shows like how much time has passed because we know that I think it was like the first or second episode that it was like New Year's that Fisk got in as mayor. Um, so we get to see some time progression there. But so this is basically it's a bank heist episode. But Matt goes into the bank first to ask for a loan, and we get to see Yusuf.
Yes, my man Yusuf.
Yusuf, Kamala Khan's dad, and I like that he has a little glittery pop on his desk. I enjoyed that. Then he tries to show Matt, and he's like, "I'm blind."
Yeah.
So yeah, he goes in there to try to get a loan for his firm, and but Yusuf has to decline. We also get a little comment of Kamala is in California with friends. Which yeah, it's like, is that West Coast Avengers?
Hopefully not.
What's going on with that? No, it's gonna be Champions is what it is, but at this point, the last thing I heard was that it was Champions.
We'll find out in 5 years.
Yeah. Give it 5 to 8 years, and we'll figure it out. So yeah, that loan gets denied. Matt leaves, and these Irish robbers, in the spirit of St. Patty's Day, take control of the bank. Now we had Yusuf running into like the back office or something. He was calling someone. And I was worried because I thought he was calling his daughter or something. But I mean, she's really in California. I mean, she's not gonna get there in time.
Yeah. I mean, who else would he call? I mean, 911, but like he's not gonna call like Nick Fury or something. It's a bank robbery.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I immediately thought that he was like calling his daughter, but like nothing happened from that, you know. We didn't even get to see like him saying anything really.
I don't even think he finished dialing.
Well, like it like cuts off, and then it like comes. We come back to Yusuf later. The next time we see Yusuf, he's like still on the phone, but he's like putting it down because he got caught. So it's
Maybe it was ringing.
So yeah, like I
was not under the impression that he got very far with that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like stuff happened between the two times we see him on the phone, so there's like a little bit of time. I don't know.
That was not even a thought in my mind.
Yeah, well. So yeah, and then Matt, while he's on the phone, he hears the bank robbery taking place, and he's on the phone with Kirsten, and he tells her to call 911. And then he runs back to the bank. Then he walks in the bank and acts like he doesn't know anything. He acts like he's blind, which he is.
He acts like he's blind.
He acts like he's blind.
He acts like he wasn't just there.
That too, but, you know, he's like, oh, what's going on? He acts like he doesn't know what's going on. Then we have, so the main guy, I think his name was Devlin. he talks to Yusuf and finds out he's the assistant manager, and then Yusuf lies and says that he can open the bank vault. We have the police show up. And we have Devlin and another guy kind of freaking out about the police showing up so quickly. And Devlin kind of says to stick to the boss's plan. He mentions the boss multiple times, which I get the impression at the end of it, it really is just this lady at the end. But I thought it would be more than that. Like it would be Fisk doing something or something larger. That's why this episode kind of feels out of place to me. It's like it feels like a filler episode in a short season. Like if you're doing 9 episodes, you don't need a filler episode.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of liked it because of Yusuf, but
yeah, I liked Yusuf. That's that's about it. And I liked Matt in the stairwell fight scene. I liked that. But
I liked the head bonk.
The head. Oh yeah.
On the rail.
The really light head bonk. Ding. Yeah, that was pretty funny. So yeah, Matt and Yusuf kind of talk, and he finds out that Yusuf can't open the vault. Devlin talks with the hostage negotiator and
the deputy hostage negotiator or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Some important lady. But he agrees to send out 2 hostages in exchange for like some big trucks or something. I was under the impression they had some names for them. I don't know. So he goes out and he picks a lady and Matt to send out because he doesn't like Matt because he's being a smart ass is what he's being.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matt kind of gives some of his background, I guess, and that somehow convinces Devlin to say, okay, whatever, she can go with her husband out.
It's because his last name is Irish.
Yeah, but then he's like, oh, Andy grew up in an orphanage, and like Andy's blind, and like
it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, what did he say? He was like, say like he's a Charles Dickens character or something like that. So yeah, those 2 get out. Matt gets to stay.
Yeah, but she desperately wants to stay so he can fight these people.
Exactly, like he wants the action. Like he wants to do this.
He didn't have to go back.
No. He could have just called the police. And
Yeah, if you trust the police to do their jobs.
I want to say because he really likes Yusuf, but really it's because he wants to be Daredevil. He wants to go beat people up.
It's both.
It is both, yes. So yeah, then they take Yusuf to the vault, and Matt asks to go to the bathroom.
I have to pee.
He has to go take a pee.
I have to tinkle.
He gotta go tinkle. And that's when we get the little head bonk. Matt taking out the guy with the red mask. He has to catch a gun too. I thought that was pretty cool. He was like,
Yeah, because how does he know it's there?
Choking him out with his legs, and then he's got to catch the gun so it doesn't fall down there.
How did he know
and alert
it was
him.
there?
He's Daredevil. He could sense it.
I I still don't.
He heard it.
Yeah.
Go.
Sure.
Yeah, he's keeping track of these things.
He knows how tall the guy is.
Yeah. When you fight him, you know, you know.
Yeah,
And he knows.
He's like, for sure, based on nothing, I can tell that I will be able to physically outpower this person.
Yeah. Most people he can, so.
It's ridiculous. Continue. I don't have the energy to expend on that again.
So yeah, he takes out that guy, then he puts on, does he put it? No, he doesn't put that on yet. He takes out the blue guy that has Yusuf at the vault, which Yusuf has been stalling, giving every historical
what are
fact.
You, the bank historian?
Yeah. He's got all the facts.
He's probably lying.
He's just making stuff up.
Maybe.
It sounded like he was making stuff up, honestly. So maybe he was.
What are you, the bank historian?
And then Matt uses his senses to unlock a vault, which is kind of like half like what I was thinking like they wanted to do this episode for, just to like it'd be cool for him to use his abilities to just break into a vault.
Maybe.
Because it's like, I mean, yeah, that's like right up his alley, kind of.
He can bad Santa it.
He can break into the vault. And so they get into that vault and they find a key on the blue guy to one of the lock boxes, and they open it and they find an orange gemstone. Ooh. Then we get more of Devlin kind of messing with the hostage negotiator, talking back and forth. But then I'm assuming it was SWAT. It was like, or the NYPD, SWAT, whatever. They decide to go in. They've had enough of it, which I thought was. I don't know about police and SWAT protocol or anything, but I feel like in every other show that I've seen, it's like a lot more serious. Like they don't want to send anybody in.
But now they do.
But for this, for some reason, it's like we got to push this episode along. We're sending them in. So, yeah, I thought that was weird. Then Matt and Yusuf show back up at where all the other hostages are and everybody, and Devlin's kind of yelling at him, and he reveals that he has the gemstone, and he can hear the SWAT, like they're about to come in, and Devlin's like, okay, I'm gonna shoot you, and somehow they're the SWAT's countdown and his countdown, Devlin's countdown, sync up, and
of course they do.
yeah, because it's TV.
Yeah.
And so he throws the gemstone, air quotes, over to Devlin and his guys right as the SWAT bust in, and so everybody scrambles. So in that big mess of everybody kind of with SWAT coming in and everybody running away, Devlin gives the bag to one of the hostages, the lady, who I think is that was the boss, I assume.
Yeah.
Then he escapes.
Do you think we'll see her again? Like
maybe I'm. It feels weird that like if this had no significance, it feels weird.
Yeah.
So like if we don't touch on it again, it's weird. But I mean, maybe we'll see her again. Maybe she does have some significance, but I don't know. Seems like the other things that are going on in the season are much more important, and like there shouldn't be time for this kind of thing. But Devlin, yeah, he has a police outfit ready. And he walks on out, and he escapes, and Matt goes out to follow him.
But he knows who he is because he knows how he sounds.
Yeah.
He follows him, but he knows, like, he's trying to, like, ditch.
What, Matt is trying to get out, is what you're saying?
No, the other guy. He's following the other guy that's, like, everyone's trying to escape. And, like, act like they didn't do anything.
Yeah, he follows Devlin, the main guy, in...
Is that who that was?
Yeah, in police...
Yeah, I guess I got mixed
stuff.
What color was he?
He was green. Because St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, but they were all different colors and it was St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, but he was the main guy, that's why he's green. Yeah, he's the green one. So yeah, he gets out, then, you know, we see the lady pouring out her bag, and it's Yusuf's candies from his desk. The orange candies.
His butterscotch.
Yeah, I want one of those. I want one of Yusuf's candies. I want to go talk to him and get a candy.
Okay.
I want to switch to that bank.
All right. It's in New York, where we don't live.
I guess we're moving to New York.
No. Insurance rates are going to be too high.
You're right. Yes. So yeah, then Matt catches up to Devlin, and he puts on the red mask that he had on him, and goes and beats him up.
Yeah, he's following him.
He does the sweet breaking of the leg move there. That was pretty cool. Yeah. He like jumped on his leg, snapped it in half.
Stuff that makes me cringe. Ow.
Ow. So we got him
on his day of representation.
Yeah.
How could he?
Oh.
You attacked him on St. Patrick's Day? He's Irish. How could you?
It was his day.
That's insensitive.
It was his day. If he wanted to steal something...
He wanted to rob a bank. He should have been allowed to do that. You need to be supportive.
You need to be supportive of the Irish people on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. They can do whatever they want.
Are you an ally to the Irish?
Yeah. They can get drunk and do whatever they want.
It's their culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get drunk too. You just can't do whatever you want. So, yeah, and then Matt goes and, after this whole thing, goes back to see Yusuf again. And Yusuf invites him to dinner, which I thought was sweet. And I kind of wanted to see,
yeah.
But we don't get to see it.
I would have loved I like her. I like Kamala's family more than I like her.
Yeah, the mom and the dad.
Uh-huh.
And the brother is a little bit funny, but...
I don't remember when it was. We were watching the Marvels again, and, like, the big fight that happens, and they're all switching in the house and stuff, and they're like, Kamala! Like, it's her fault afterwards. They're, like, pissed off at her while they're cleaning. Yeah. Like, she did this on... Like, I don't know. They're holding her personally responsible.
They're, like, giving her, like,
damage.
Looks while they were cleaning. Like,
Kamala, I can't believe you did this. What? Anyway, I like the family.
Yeah. They are funny. But yeah, and then Yusuf finds the gemstone in his candy bowl. And that's the end of episode 5.
You said this one felt out of place. Mm-hmm. Episode 5. I think episode 6 felt like a completely different show.
Really? What so?
With the serial killing stuff,
mm-hmm.
It was like, we're one show. This is all, along the same vibe. And it was like, actually, I've been painting murals with blood.
I think this is like a good. This feels like a Daredevil villain, and Muse, and the shift between episode 5 and 6 is just so stark.
Maybe that's what it is.
And yeah, because like I felt like episode 5 was sillier than normal, or like I don't like lighter than normal. And then we go to 6 where it goes kind of like more serious than previously, but still like before episode 5 it was more serious than
this is
episode
the
5.
Most serious.
Yeah. But I like the shift. I just feel like they should have started with this sooner, like cut out this heist episode and started really focusing on Muse in episode 5 to have more time with him as a villain. Because like it feels like the first 3 episodes were like this White Tiger arc, and then and like Fisk as well, like White Tiger and Fisk becoming mayor, but that is throughout the season. But then like episode 5 just felt like filler to me.
I feel like they should have not done anything with White Tiger, and it should have just been Fisk is the mayor, and this guy is making murals with people's blood.
Yeah.
White Tiger was
they could have,
waste
yeah,
to me.
I agree.
Other random stuff is a waste. Like,
I don't mind.
I don't like the multiple cases thing. I don't enjoy the courtroom stuff. It just seems annoying. Like, just little teeny arcs to fill space instead of doing something more substantial.
I don't know. I kind of like the little things just to show him doing his lawyer stuff, but like I said with episode 3, I did like episode 3 and that courtroom episode. I think it was the most like well done one that they've done in the Daredevil show overall. Just because like it didn't drag on, it was interesting the whole way through, to me at least. And if you're gonna show him being a lawyer, then I want it to look like that. But yeah, so we switch to episode 6, Excessive Force. We get more of BB's footage at the beginning of this episode, which we see a mysterious swordsman.
This was really exciting for me. This was more exciting than Yusuf.
I was thrilled. I was like, is that Jack?
I was so excited. And we were like joking, oh, is that going to be Jack? That would be hysterical if it was Jack. And then like 20 minutes later,
He's Jack.
Here! He's here!
Oh, it's so good. I like that. I want more of that. Like, I like that we linked it to Hawkeye, and we brought in a character that is most likely to still be in New York at that time, out of all those characters in Hawkeye. So we get that, and then we also get one of Muse's victims found. Just a quick little thing. Like, I guess his MO or whatever is he takes out the eyes, it looks like, or something, because they always got like bloody, like blood streaks going down their cheeks and their eyes are all messed up.
I was expecting the guy to go up on the mural to clean it and there'd be like eyeballs.
Yeah.
Or something. It would sound silly.
Something in there.
Yeah, like how would that be?
Yeah. Which some of the comic panels I've seen of Muse, this is the least brutal. Just putting some blood in the paint. I mean, like...
Yeah, because you told me something about, like, using dismembered bodies.
Yeah, well, I saw a panel where, like, he had an easel made out of, like, bones and then, like, skin stretched across it, like, it...
As a canvas?
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, it could have been much more brutal than what they've done with it so far, which I'm okay with how it's been so far. But so then we get Matt kind of praying and also getting kind of flashes of all the fights that we've seen through this season. Um, it's just showing to me, just showing I was like, oh, thinking about this fighting all the time. I want to be Daredevil. Um,
He should just kill people and get over it.
no.
I'm so sick of. I've barely seen any of this, but he's always like, I almost took it too far. I've gotta calm down. I'm gonna lock my stuff up for 6 months and then cave in again, and then almost take it too far in 2 weeks and do it all over again. Like, he just like he needs some medication or something.
Probably,
I don't
honestly.
know what he needs, but it's
honestly, he needs therapy, and he's got a therapist, his
like
girlfriend.
Really compulsive. Like,
Yeah.
it like stresses me out. Like,
Yeah.
get it together, jeez. You're a lawyer, for God's sake.
Yeah, and it's just part of his character. Like, really, it's his
gimmick.
No, it's not as. It's his. They haven't touched on it as much in this, but it's like his faith. It's like he will not kill, like, which is it's muddled because he does things that are not very Christ-like. You know,
He runs around
he
dressed up
he
like
says
the
he's
devil,
yeah.
beating people
He
up.
says he's a Catholic, but he's also like he's a player too. Yeah, so
He's a Catholic.
Right. That's what, like, with this scene right here where he's praying and, like, Heather kind of asks, oh, you pray? He's like, yeah, I come back to it. I stop and then I come back to it. It's
when
like
I take it too far.
He's always going back and forth, yeah, with it. But we haven't seen much of it in this season. And then we have one of these. We go back to Fisk, and one of these gang members that's supposed to pay the 1.8 to the other gang.
I
shows
assumed that, honestly, that's what the bank robbery was.
Oh, trying to get money?
Yeah.
For it? I mean, none of the characters lined up, and yeah, that, like, if that ended up being the boss, like that guy, then that would have been nice. It would have tied it in better. But so yeah, this guy is saying that he won't pay this 1.8, and then Fisk is like, okay, I'm gonna add another $1 million to that. You got to pay me $1 million and them 1.8.
Don't disrespect me.
Yes. Which it just seems like it seems like he knows that they're not gonna listen to him. He just wants it to descend into chaos.
Well, he literally said that he wants it to.
Yeah, he wants it to. It's like, but he doesn't even. It doesn't seem like he even wants the money. Like, really, it's just to add it to. Yeah. And then Matt and Heather are still talking, and she's talking about one of interviews for her new book or something. She's like, oh, can you give me an interview with the Punisher or Daredevil? Which I thought was, I get. Well, honestly, both of them I don't get. I think I said something about this. Like, it made more sense.
Said, why would she say anything about Daredevil? Why wouldn't she say Spider-Man?
Yeah, because he's like more relevant. Like, and like Matt has actually been Spider-Man's lawyer. Well, I don't know how much he remembers of that since he was talking to Peter. But
yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, and anybody else, I feel like the only reason I kind of struggle with this a little bit is it seems like the Punisher, and we know for sure like Daredevil, they've both been gone
For a while.
for a while. So like, how's he supposed to get in contact with them, kind of thing? Like,
She was kind of just spitballing, though, I think. She wasn't really, like,
yeah,
being super serious. It just comes across that way because we're like, oh my gosh, he's Daredevil. And he's laughing because he just punched the Punisher in the face.
yeah. So yeah, then we go back to Fisk, and this is where we find out we got sanitation telling Fisk that these murals have human blood in them.
He's like, what?
Human blood, and they're covered in epoxy, so they're super difficult to get rid of.
Which, that's impressive for this guy to be doing.
Yeah, so quickly.
Epoxy?
With nobody, yeah, like, yeah, as far as I know, epoxy takes, like, maybe a day or something to dry completely. But, I mean, you know how fast the city works, so they don't catch them, then
they're just, it's up there, yeah.
Yeah, it's up there, so. Oh, great. Yeah, and then we have the niece of Hector, White Tiger, show up to the firm. Her name is Angela. She shows up to the firm and basically tells Matt that he needs to do something about all the killings or whatever, all the basically Muse's
I don't
victims.
understand
And,
why she's talking to him this way. He's a
Yeah.
lawyer.
She doesn't
It's
know
like
that
she
he's
knows he's Daredevil.
Yeah, like that made me upset too. It was like it makes no sense. It's like, as far as you know, he's just a lawyer.
Yeah, like, and she's not even just like venting to him, which even that would be weird because she's just some random teenager.
Yeah.
And it's not like he was like a long-standing lawyer with the family for multiple cases or like.
No, yeah.
Like, did she even meet him when her uncle was alive?
As far as we saw, no.
Okay, so yeah, like what the heck?
Yeah. But I get that time has passed. We saw that with the St. Patty's Day thing.
That's what it is. I've been trying to think. She reminds me of something with her little attitude.
What is that?
And I kept thinking, why she remind me of like something that Jenna Ortega did? It's because I forgot she was in You as this little 14-year-old. Did you see that?
No.
That season? Oh, that's the first thing I ever saw her in. I completely forgot. Yeah. She's like, yeah, acts like she's grown. She's out doing whatever.
Yeah.
Randomly. And nobody's gonna tell her any, like, she acts like she knows everything and puts herself in bad situations. That Joe from You, like,
Yeah.
people have to get her out of them. Yeah, I forgot about that. I've been sitting here thinking, why does she remind me of that? That doesn't make sense. That's why. It's because it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this character is like that, and it's really annoying. Yeah, she also like mentions kind of like knowing about where Muse is. And like the subway, abandoned subway, right around track, like 61 or something, she
And
said.
I'm gonna go find him. I'm gonna go look for him tonight.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I can handle it.
You're a small girl.
No, I'm a big teenage girl. I'm a bad cookie. You don't want to mess with me.
Yeah, Muse has only killed upwards of 60 people.
Immediately gets a syringe plunged into her
Bro.
chest to get all her blood to make
Yeah.
a mural.
Dude. Oh, yeah. Felt dumb here. Um, okay, and then we get Muse working on another mural, and these two girls come up like, ah,
So
but you're
dumb.
Muse.
Can we take a picture of you?
But I want like a selfie, just like you doing your craft. Okay, he's gonna do his craft. He kills them.
Which, what I said is like, oh, that's what happens when people listen to too much, like, true crime podcasts. You think that the murder is accessible.
Yeah. This is what Only Murders in the Building has done to people.
No, not that. Like, crime junkie. Like,
Yeah, I know. So, and then Fisk goes to like some event with rich people, basically to get support. Is what
which
I
I've
thought.
said this before. I have to have said it before. Probably on an Iron Man podcast, which is strange because I'm talking about the Avengers. I wish that they had shown the Avengers in this kind of situation more often.
Mm-hmm.
Like at fundraising. This isn't fundraising necessarily, but like at these gala type fundraiser events because
It's political
yeah.
stuff, really.
Well, yeah. I mean, but also the Avengers, they needed that political backing. I think that's what we were talking about.
We were talking about that.
If they were involved in that more, would things have gone differently for them? But like you see Tony Stark at these types of events here and there.
Yeah.
They're thrown by his company, but like even he doesn't have any control or, anything about them. That whenever I see these, I don't know, they just intrigue me because I wish that there had been more for different people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this one's interesting because we get to see Jack. And there, all these people, Jack included, it seems like, is.
Which I thought was interesting for Jack.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was kind of like.
Especially after Hawkeye, because he seemed really lightened up.
Yeah.
Like he's being like menacing.
But
and Eleanor is gone even.
It also kind of falls in with his character, though. I thought it was like it did take me aback a little bit.
Jack, we were so excited to see you, and you're being mean to Kingpin.
Well, you could be mean to Kingpin, I guess, but it did. It also kind of falls in line with his character when I think about Hawkeye. Like he was light and fun around the family, but when it was business,
he was pretty sinister.
He was serious. Yeah, he was getting down to business. So it kind of falls in line. But yeah, they're all basically telling him that, these people here have the power. And they're the ones that are going to be basically allowing you to do what you do.
Yeah, and he does not like that.
Yeah. They have the real power. Then we have Cherry informing Matt of Muse and that he's out there, that 60 plus people kind of thing.
Which is insane.
It is. That's without anybody noticing.
Yeah.
60 plus people. Jeez. I get it's New York, but
yeah.
Dang, dude. Everybody's sleeping. Police are sleeping. Heroes are sleeping. And then we have Fisk putting together his anti-vigilante task force, which is comprised
of cops that take it too far.
Comprised of cops that take it too far. Yes, basically all the ones that have Punisher tattoos.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I did see it just came across my feed. It's got to be from some upcoming episode, but I saw one of the police officers from that with like like they had a Punisher logo, but
Like promo stuff or
no, like behind the scenes.
oh,
But
like for real life or as part of like their outfit costume.
it was just like a picture of one behind the scenes of one of the task force people, but like they had like Punisher stuff and a what is it? Anti-vigilante task force. So AVTF
Oh,
on their thing, on like their shoulder or something. Um, so I thought that was interesting. I thought it was interesting that it like they had, I think one of them had like the skull, like the like it looks like whoever that person was, it looks exactly like the one that shot White Tiger. Like that's what the Punisher like body armor that the guy has on. It looks
I
exactly.
thought it was a hoodie.
Yeah, I think he had a hoodie on, but like the body armor that he was wearing underneath had the skull spray painted on it.
Huh.
And this looked like the same line, like the same spray paint drips, like same pattern. So it was, I think it's the same guy. But yeah, we'll see with we still got 3 more episodes to get through. And then we have, Angela going wandering around the abandoned subway by herself because she's a strong, independent woman. And she's going to take Muse down by herself. And then we have her mom calling Matt, which is another thing where it's like, why are they so close? Like, it feels like we missed stuff in a time skip.
Yeah, you feel like you missed an episode or something.
Yeah. Because she feels comfortable enough that, hey, I need to call Matt Murdock, the lawyer.
My kid is missing.
Because my kid is missing.
What? That doesn't make sense.
I get that you don't feel like you can call the police, but why would you think the lawyer could go do something?
The blind lawyer.
The blonde lawyer. Yeah. So, yeah, he suits up as Daredevil finally. This is the thing that pushes him to...
A child in danger.
A child in danger. A child that puts themselves in danger. Yeah, so he suits up and he goes to save Angela. And I thought that this Muse Daredevil fight was actually really good. I'm not a huge fan of the fights this season. I think a lot of it looks like they used CGI for a lot of like the flipping around and stuff. Or like the wires may not look as good or something like that. Like even with the breaking the leg of the bank robber, his jump looked unnatural. He looked like Spider-Man jumping up in the air and then boom.
How to do.
Yeah, I know. But comparing it to things like, I hate to do this, but She-Hulk, his movements looked more natural. Echo, I thought that fight with Daredevil was amazing. And it looked natural. But something about the stuff this season, him, when he's flipping around, he's getting a little more acrobatic with things, which I like with Echo and everything, but something about this season, it looks a little unnatural when he's fighting. But this fight, I thought it looked pretty good. And I was also really surprised that Muse had such a crazy fighting style. Like, he was flipping around too. Like, kicking it, like, high kicking him and stuff.
Yeah, I guess when they reveal who this person is, they're going to have to explain.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to explain, because that took me by surprise that he was able to hold his own basically against Daredevil. But yeah, he like hangs him too, pretty much, chokes him out.
Which he was gonna kill him, but he didn't.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he gets close sometimes, but
And then he has to take a break.
It's kind of like the fighting.
He took it too
style,
far on his first go back. He's not gonna put the suit back on for the rest of the show.
He's retiring.
Yep.
I'm done.
Yeah. I can't do this anymore.
He basically makes him pass out and then goes and helps Angela.
He doesn't unmask him or anything.
No. Because he's got to save the person, you know? That's the first priority. Help the person. But even with that, I thought that he he may not have known how the equipment worked, but I was also, while we were watching it, I was thinking maybe he could have kind of undid it mid-fight, you know? Like,
I mean, you can just take the giant syringe out.
Yeah, take that out.
That would be a good starting point.
I don't know if that would like start squirting blood everywhere or what. I don't know, but anyway, so he saves her, and I liked that. I thought it was good. And we had kind of overlaid with this fight Fisk and Adam. And they have a little fight, but Fisk walks in with an axe.
Yeah, like Adam was gonna live.
Yeah, well, he said he's giving him a chance because he's a bigger guy, you know.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
So, have an axe, and then Fisk beats the crap out of him and kills him.
With his bare hands.
That's how he does it. But yeah, and that's basically the end of episode 6. So what did you think of these past 3 episodes?
These were more interesting to me than the first 3. But it was helpful for me to have actual MCU characters in here.
To draw you in a little bit more.
Yeah. Like ground me into it. I need it. It still doesn't feel like it's the MCU to me. It still feels like something out to the side, like really far out. Which is a problem with actual like movies here and there, because they're not connected to anything.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, oh, look, it's Yusuf. Oh, look, it's Jack. Like, it was super exciting. Like a reveal or something that they were showing up.
I also think they have kind of a tough job.
Yeah.
Because they gotta kind of respect the old show that was popular, but they also gotta bring it into the MCU.
Yeah, I'm not
so
saying... Like,
it's a balance.
I enjoyed these more as an MCU fan, not a Daredevil fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did enjoy seeing, you know, like, Jack and Yusuf. I'd like to see more of Jack, honestly.
I would too. I love him.
Yeah. Anything else about him?
No, I hope that Jack shows up more, because I am interested, because Kate's mom is in prison now.
Yeah.
So Jack's just out and about, and he's you know, who is he going to be now? Is he going to be a LARPing guy? Or is he going to be a, you know, ominous man at fundraising events?
It is interesting. I kind of want to know what, like, him and Kate's relationship
is now?
Yeah, it is now. I don't know. Maybe we'll get some of that. I thought Hawkeye was getting another season. I thought I heard something about that. Like it was one of the one things
I thought I heard that as well. I can look it up real quick. Season. Maybe it has something to do with Jeremy Renner getting his leg almost ripped off. Now, like, that might be why we haven't got it yet.
Maybe. Well, they weren't really doing season 1s and 2s except Loki. Season 2s, I mean.
It says apparently it's supposed to start filming in fall 2025.
Oh, really?
Rumors say that Clint's brother Barney will play
Yes.
a major role in the
Yes.
season, will be inspired by The Raid, with Kate and Clint stuck in one location. I don't know about that, but
That seems like it could get kind of boring if they're stuck in
yeah, I don't know about that.
for like 6 episodes or however long.
Yeah.
No.
Conversations about that are, yeah, another thing that I heard. Well, I don't know. Let me click this. I heard it being like Die Hard. It's gonna be Christmas.
Oh, okay.
So, rumor, Hawkeye Season 2's main plot is reportedly being pitched as a Die Hard inspired story where Clint and Kate are trapped in one location and fending off hordes of assassins.
We already had a Die Hard happy what if episodes. I don't know. I think they need to break out of Christmas.
I would enjoy it. Clint's such a family guy, and
he is.
He has no
It's
family left.
I don't.
Well, that sounds
want
bad.
that
He
to be
has
the
his
gimmick
actual
almost.
family, but like he's the.
You're talking about Avenger family.
He's no like he brings home strays. Is the thing with Clint. He had Natasha, and now he's got Kate, because we're just throwing Wanda out the window because she's like 40 now, so
yeah, she's way too old. She's not a kid anymore.
She doesn't need any help. Yeah, forget about her. He brings home the strays, and that's his thing. So it's like a, I don't know. I'm more interested in his wife at this point. Let's get the Laura Barton prequel, please.
We do need more information on that.
I'd like to know about that, please. Forget about Budapest.
We can go back to that.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah, except you didn't pay Scarlett Johansson, and now it's a problem.
Yeah.
We can't go back. So, yeah.
Well. Yeah. So, what I thought about these 3 episodes, I really liked episode 4. I liked just the stuff with Fisk, and I thought it was funny. Really, the we built this city, and where am I? And him getting angry with the whole system. Yeah, I thought that was funny, and I really liked the Punisher thing. I'm disappointed that we only got that from him so far. Like that's all we've seen of him is just that episode. It was really good, great dialogue, but yeah, I'm disappointed that that's all we've seen. Good to hear that he's getting a special though, and he will be in season 2 as well. But yeah, and then episode 5, I obviously I thought it was one of the weaker ones, bit of filler. Also tonally a little lighter than normal. And then this episode 6, I really like this Muse villain so far. I just hope that they can do enough interesting stuff with him in 3 episodes remaining. And if not, I hope he spills into season 2.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We'll see. He did get away. But yeah. That's all I got. Anything else from you?
No.
All right. Well, be sure to vote in our poll on the day that this airs. It'll be available for 24 hours on Instagram, on our Instagram story for Blue Ghost Review and 2 Ghost Review. Be sure to leave a comment.
Nobody has wanted to argue with me yet. I'm sad.
You want to fight somebody so
I don't
bad.
really want to fight somebody, but I don't know. Nobody has anything to say about my strong opinions. Maybe they're too strong and they're scared.
Ooh.
Are you scared?
She's calling you out. But yeah, we would love some comments and to converse with you. And thanks to the new subscriber we got on our YouTube account after our last episode. So shout out to you.
You know who you are.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all. So we'll see you guys next time.